I thought before I distribute these handy-dandy books, I'd say a few words to you, the Zeolite wives and other women. You see, after all these years, from these books of our lives, you will find all the answers to all of your questions. Yes, it has finally all been written down. Now, 7 of you Zeolite wives and women deserve special honors. You've been married to one of us for more than 25 years. The total length of current Zeolite marriages exceeds 235 years.
So that's corny or young.
While the Zeolites have been waiting for this special day for a long time, you've been in the dark for over 200 years.
Literally, yeah.
So what is it? What is this thing, Zeolites? Yeah, we played a football game. We played a hockey game. Some claim we played baseball. And we had a major social event in Neil's backyard called UTS Under the Stars. Were we a sports team? Look around. Were we a cool adolescent club? Same answer. No, we were none of those things. That was not us. As one Zeolite described, we were a group of people who seemed to be relatively comfortable with being different. The rest of the story of the Zeolites will have to be unfolded throughout the day today in many ways. Who are we today? Most of us don't know the answer, but now I do. Soon you will also. 9 of us are almost half a millennium in age, 450 years. We have 13 kids, 9 daughters, one of whom is present, and only 4 sons. Somehow we must have assumed that the world could live better without little Z-boys. They range in age from 3 to 25. Our dogs and cats are also important members of our families, or so they think. Together we 9 have earned 19 degrees from colleges and universities. All of us thankfully avoided Vietnam, and all but 2 of us managed to be disqualified for all military service. As one Zeolite said, at least until the time when the Chinese invade California. Most of us either now drive or have driven a Japanese car, with strong preference to Toyota Cambys. I used to drive one of those. Our sports team, without question, is the Chicago Cubs. Some of you may remember that when Leo DeRocher took over as manager of the Cubs in the mid-60s, he said, they're not an 8th place team. He was right. They finished 10th place. It's no wonder that we relate to the Cubbies, as you'll learn in many of our similar miserable experiences in the 60s. Like the Cubs, we were lovable and had great times together. We all liked music, movies, theater, and travel. But we were not then, and we haven't since then become athletes. Only one of us even speaks of things such as golf, and we'll be hearing from him in the next hour. We like all kinds of food. In the 60s, one of us had a picture of his favorite meal on the ceiling over his bed to greet him in his waking moment.
That's a question on the trivia quiz.
Don't say who.
That's right.
We have some very special and different memories of Mather together, which one of us called the Gilded Ghetto. Some of them are, Mather had many mediocre teachers. Some are on parole violations. Others were just out of the movie bin.
Yeah.
It was a complete waste of time. But it kept us out of the rain. Many of us remembered having some unhappy times. Some said we learned as little as possible. We all certainly remembered where we were on November 22, 1963. Some of us chipped in to buy our physics professor a new suit. Several of us remembered the veal cutlet for lunch at the cafeteria, which cost only 37 cents. So what have we done in our Zeolite days since Mather? When you look at your souvenir book, you will learn the following. Who among us has lived in Bulgaria? Who has worked as a welder? counsel the Chicago White Sox and the Chicago Blackhawk players? Who counseled the Chicago Bulls? Who has 4 degrees? Who sent a daughter to college in New Orleans? I still forget on that one. Who has a son studying to become a chiropractor? Who among us taught calculus? One of us has become, this is what it said, an honorary Jamaican. Who among us drove a bus in San Francisco? One of us served as a president of this temple. One of us is proficient at cricket. Here's some more answers, more questions for you. You don't have
Hold them for the next one.
One of us taught inmates at a maximum security prison. One of us actually attended an international Zeolite conference.
Yeah, that's true.
And one of us actually mailed his engagement ring to his wife-to-be, who was present here today. Some of you who are less fortunate to know a little more about us may have heard about the Colts. No, I didn't say Colts.
No.
I said Colts. Colts. Was it the chicken before the egg? Or vice versa? Was it the Zeolite before the Colts?
Of course.
I think the Zeolites were, quote, organized first. And only in response to this, to us, did the ugliness of Mather High surface in the form of the Colts. When you get a bit older, as some of us may have started to, you may start using expressions your parents and other elders have tended to use. For example, I used to hear a lot, a picture is worth 1,000 words. After you take home your souvenir book from this reunion, and after we've all reminisced about old times and learned about who we are today, and again to the Zeolite woman, after your old man has gone to sleep tonight, it's probably a couple hours, sit down after we all take our evening medications. Then remember to turn to the last page of this book. All right, I won't hold you in any more suspense. You will see in this book what we Zeolites had to face in our teen years. Yes, you will see our archenemy, the Darth Vader of Mather. He called himself Goals of the Crows. I was happy that he wasn't the surprise guest. As we said then, I now repeat, we are the Zeolites, a proud bunch. Have a great day.